Trevino in the KHOU 11 newsroom. We're alerting you about a pursuit right now on our roads. They are now in Pasadena. That white car you see, that white sedan, being followed by a couple of Precinct 4 constables. A possible shooting suspect. Okay, they've been looking for this sedan like this related to a shooting earlier this week. Okay, now this person is going the wrong way down this intersection. This is in the Pasadena area. We understand that DPS air support is en route to assist these officers. They're with Precinct 4 Constable's office. A possible shooting suspect in this car. They're at Fairmont Parkway right now. Obviously, when something like this happens, whoever's being pursued, putting a lot of lives in jeopardy. Looks like they're picking up speed right now. If you're just joining us, this is a high-speed chase now in the Pasadena area. A couple of units with Precinct 4 constables chasing after the driver in this white car. Going about 90 miles an hour, I'm being told, in the Pasadena area. Possible shooting suspect. As soon as we get more information, of course, we're passing it along to you, but we're just trying to piece together what we can. A couple of units with Precinct 4 Constable's office in hot pursuit of this white sedan, possible shooting suspect in that car. And we understand that Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman himself is actually in one of these vehicles too, as this driver keeps going through intersections. We'll be staying on this, and hopefully this will have a peaceful resolution. Obviously, the concern is that the driver's going to hit somebody the way this driver is driving, weaving in and out of traffic in the Pasadena area. Now, earlier this week, a driver in a white sedan shot up a precinct constable office. And coming up on Strawberry Street here now in the Pasadena area. You can imagine what's going through the minds of these drivers in Pasadena right now as this white vehicle weaving in and out of traffic, being pursued by a couple of units from Precinct 4's office, Constable Precinct 4 office. Obviously, the good news right here, there's no rush hour traffic. There's one of the units from Precinct 4 Constable's office. Driver picking up speed again. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a possible shooting suspect in pursuit here. It all started at 610 and has moved on and off the freeways at high speeds, coming up on Allen Genoa now. We understand that DPS air support is also on the way. There you can see a chopper, the shadow of a chopper overhead. And just heading towards Shaver now in Pasadena. Again, if you're just joining us, this all started on 610 and is now in the Pasadena area. This driver may have been involved in a shooting earlier this week. There's not a lot of traffic right now, which is a good news, obviously. That's okay. They're on Headbrook right now, heading to State Highway 3, I believe, in an area full of apartment complexes and shopping centers. Okay, we understand that the suspect has been talking to police by cell phone and has been very threatening to the officers on the phone, but in communication with the officers right now. picking up speed again in the Pasadena area. Okay, we are actually on Edgebrook now in the Pasadena area. These car chases can get so dangerous as the officers try to pursue without getting anybody else in danger's way, which is very hard. We can only hope that nobody gets hurt here. Now, if you're just joining us, this pursuit began on 610 with the suspect getting in and out. Edgebrook and I-45 area right now, I'm being told. So this started on 610. The driver got off and on the freeways at high speeds, and it's now in the Pasadena area. We believe this could be a shooting suspect in this vehicle, picking up speed right now. We're all keeping our fingers crossed that nobody gets hurt here and this ends peacefully. Suspect being pursued by a couple of units from Harris County Precinct 4's office. Looks like they're on the service road to the freeway now. This is a service road to 45 northbound right now. Again, the suspect weaving in and out of traffic. Approaching Howard intersection there. Okay, it looks like he's getting on the main lanes of I-45 now, going downtown or headed toward downtown, just past the Monroe exit. Going to the extreme left lane, being followed by the two units still, and possibly some air support from the DPS as well. We don't know why this person is being chased by these two constables, but we understand he could be some kind of shooting suspect, approaching speeds of 120 miles an hour now on I-45 headed toward downtown Houston. There are the two units, perhaps more now, being giving chase. Okay, they just passed I-45 in Winkler to give you an idea of just where we're talking about on I-45 right now. Suspects still trying to weave around cars. Constables in hot pursuit. There could be some other agencies involved in this chase now, or perhaps assisting them. They're approaching Belfort now on I-45 as they're heading into town, heading into Houston. This started on 610, went to Pasadena. Suspect now weaving toward the shoulder of the road. Looks like at least 4 units behind him now. Him or her, we don't know. Again, this started on 610 with this suspect weaving in and out of traffic and getting on and off the freeway. Ended in Pasadena, and now they're on 45 heading into Houston. Changing lanes and weaving in and out of traffic. Coming up on 610 from the Pasadena area towards 610. You can see at least 3 law enforcement vehicles behind him. Precinct 4 Constable's office. Slowing down. Heading toward downtown on I-45. You can see the exit that he took. or she took. Again, this appears to be some sort of shooting suspect in hot pursuit by units with Precinct 4 Constable's office. The pursuit began on 610, went through freeways, ended up in Pasadena, and now heading back toward Houston. Earlier this week, a driver in a white sedan shot up a precinct constable's office. This may be related to that, could be a suspect in that shooting. A number of units with Precinct 4 Constable's office in pursuit. There could be some air support from DPS as well, and there could be other agencies involved in this chase now. Okay, we're at I-45 and Griggs now. The driver going from lane to lane with the officers in pursuit. Looks like at least 4 vehicles chasing him now, or her now, chasing the driver now, is to say. And it's that white car in the far left lane, now changing lanes. The hope, of course, is that somehow this ends peacefully. Okay, we're coming up on Wayside near downtown on I-45. The traffic will be getting thicker now as we approach the noon hour. People leaving work to go get lunch. Our concern, of course, is for all the other drivers, the innocent drivers who are just in the wrong place right now, trying to avoid this driver. Again, this may be related to a driver in a sedan that shot up a precinct constable office earlier this week. They've been looking for a car like this. Apparently this could be the suspect in that shooting from earlier this week. Slowing down because of all the cars on the freeway right now. But we're on I-45 approaching downtown. And a chase that started on 610, weaved its way to Pasadena, and now on I-45 heading into downtown Houston. Driver picking up speed again. But this is a dangerous game when someone is being pursued by officers, putting everybody's lives at risk. Coming up on Cullen now in I-45.
And we're told that Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman is actually involved in this chase. Unclear which vehicle he is in right now, but he's in one of the vehicles, we understand, that is following this white car that is going up I-45.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed that nobody gets hurt here. That's always the problem with these chases. They can end so violently. But they don't have to. This driver just has to pull over, but obviously has no intention of doing that at this point.
Just past the Scott Street exit on I-45. Of course, you expect more congestion as they get closer to downtown, but that car weaving in and out of lanes, slowing down there at the P Street Emancipation Avenue exit. Might get caught up in the traffic. That's a spot that slows down a lot.
You can see an HPD unit there.
Yeah, okay.
So HPD is assisting, but it's hard to predict where this driver is going to be heading.
All right, it looks like it's heading into downtown, and of course we see congestion there. Another HPD unit kind of moving out of the way there. We're hitting a traffic light here. Let's see what happens.
Okay, this is the Edo area right now. Sometimes these drivers don't stop till there's a traffic jam, or some driver tries to pin them.
So
all right, again, this is the east part of downtown right now.
Yeah, it's that overpass over 59 there. Air 11 pulling out of the shot a little bit, but you can still see that white car is zooming through streetlights. The other concern downtown, of course, is a lot of one-way streets there, so you sure hope that people are able to get out of the way in time, but it looks like it's smooth sailing for this driver there.
They're heading into downtown right now. And I believe there's a parade downtown right now.
The Veterans Day Parade, yeah. Let's see.
So let's hope and pray that they don't get close to that, because people could get hurt.
Did the car go into a parking lot there? Is that it? Yep.
Okay. Looks like it's being hidden by that apartment complex. We can't see what's going on. I don't know. We understand driver's eastbound on San Jacinto. There you go. Okay, so just basically in the heart of downtown right here, this driver.
All right, again, we're watching live from Air 11, a police chase that has been high speed several times, but it looks like that car now slowing down at that stoplight. It's that white car that we're looking at right now.
It's like westbound on Dallas.
Yeah, and units have been right behind it.
Okay, I can't see the car from this vantage point now.
Yeah.
I wonder if we've lost the car. Okay, the officers are saying that the parade is up ahead, so let's hope and pray that this car doesn't interfere with that or get anybody hurt with this parade. Okay, we're trying to locate the chase right now. It got obscured by some buildings.
Kristen.
All right, if you're just joining us, we've been following this car chase that started on 610, went to Pasadena, and is now in the heart of downtown Houston. A possible shooting suspect in a white car being pursued by Precinct 4 constables and HPD. Okay, we understand it's on Travis Street right now. We're zooming out, but we're going to try to reestablish where this car is.
So we had mentioned earlier that Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman was a part of this chase, but that has since been clarified. We understand that Mark Herman is monitoring this chase, monitoring this driver that has led deputies on a sometimes high-speed chase. Officials telling us, Constable Mark Herman telling us that they believe that the driver in that white car that we've been watching for the last several minutes is believed to be the shooter, the person who shot into a precinct a few days ago. So this is a situation that has been playing out in the last couple of hours from an incident that happened a few days ago. So we've been following this for a while, and it looks like we have lost the white car that they were tailing. But all of this stemming from surveillance that they were doing on this person of interest or suspect, if you will, and that's when the chase ensued. And so we're trying to get more details as to a better timeline of all of this, but that is the person that they were going after.
And had been pursued by officers from Precinct 4 Constable's office, but we understand now that HPD is taking the lead in this chase, which we're still trying to locate here in downtown Houston.
We saw a lot of HPD vehicles kind of along that route, a lot of them pulling out of the way as that driver was trying to get through, and you had other patrol cars right behind it. So we're looking for that now. Again, a live look from Air 11 as we've been following this live police chase.
Okay, we understand that they are treating this as if the driver is armed. Added level of danger, not to all the not only to all the drivers out there, but to the officers, and add to the fact that there's a parade downtown too. So there's a lot on the plate here, and a lot of people at risk by this driver.
We believe now that the driver is back on 45 heading north, so out of downtown. And we are trying to find that vehicle now, but that's the latest that we've heard, that the driver's gotten back on the freeway onto 45 and is heading north.
Well, thank goodness away from the parade, but still putting other drivers on the freeway at risk.
Absolutely.
And this driver is slowed down and has gone very fast, above 100 miles an hour. We can see some police units there. Okay, let's see. We can see a number of emergency vehicles there.
So we see a lot of lights there flashing. It appears that, okay, so is it that vehicle then in the very right lane?
I can't tell. It could be.
We've been following a white car, and that is what you see, all those patrol units perhaps right behind it. Yes, it's
That appears to be the
it,
suspect,
yeah.
weaving in and out of traffic. It's at times over 100 miles an hour. Yeah.
okay. So we have confirmed that that is the suspect that they are following. Looks like police are getting close, trying to figure out what kind of move they'll do to perhaps get that driver to stop.
And there's more cars on the road right now than half an hour ago, because now it's a noontime crowd, so there's more traffic on the road,
So
which might make it harder for this driver to get away. Okay, we understand the driver just passed the North Loop, North Line area now.
So we're just being told that Precinct 4 has communicated with HPD. SWAT has alerted them as to the situation here and possibly what might unfold. So HPD getting involved obviously in this chase as well. We've been reporting that, but now HPD SWAT on standby.
And obviously we've seen choppers in the air as well. That could be DPS air support to giving law enforcement a bird's eye view of where the person is headed, where this driver's headed.
Yeah, that's always incredibly helpful, because as we saw a little earlier, you can get lost in traffic, you can get stuck behind cars, but of course the eyes in the skies are the ones that can really help deputies stay on the tail of this white vehicle that they've been chasing now for quite a while.
Yeah, okay, so if you're just joining us, what are we doing here? This is a shooting suspect they believe could be armed. They're treating it as if this driver is armed, suspected of a shooting earlier this week, being pursued by Precinct 4 Constable's Office and HPD. It started on 610, ended up in Pasadena, and went through downtown, and now on the freeway again, heading north.
So this vehicle made its way through downtown and then has now, again, as Ron said, going north on I-45. A lot more cars now on the freeway, but it does not appear that that car is going to slow down anytime soon.
Well, obviously, sometimes they try to get ahead with spikes and stuff like that, but there's just too many cars on the freeway for that at this vantage point.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this suspect appears or is considered to be dangerous. It's a shooting suspect from earlier in the week, apparently shot into a precinct location. Now, police were conducting surveillance on this person, and then a chase has ensued. So we're watching this car, getting quite close to that car there in the left lane.
Yeah, I-45 and Camino Road area, to give you a vantage point.
Almost clipped that black car that it was trying to get in front of. But again, very scary, in a very scary situation for drivers on the road. This obviously is a chase. That driver unpredictable, so weaving in and out of lanes, going at high speeds. Again, Precinct 4 deputies following this car along with HPD officers. HPD SWAT on standby now. They've been alerted to this situation.
Because as we said earlier, they're treating it as if this driver is armed. Shooting suspect.
All right, so we're still on I-45 North. Can we get an idea of any sort of exits? Okay, so this is the Shepherd curve now for I-45.
And we've seen this driver, when the traffic is light, just going over 100 miles an hour.
Picking up a little speed there. So passing West Mount Houston Road. Going north on I-45.
Just past West Mount Houston exit.
So the next major crossway would be Beltway 8. We're watching to see what direction this person will go. Definitely picking up speeds. If you think about, kind of how fast people are going on the roadways, 60, 70, 80 miles per hour, and this car clearly going faster than them. So very scary for the folks on the roadways.
Oh,
And obviously,
absolutely.
police trying to be as safe as possible, but they don't want to lose this suspect. It's a shooting suspect from earlier in the week, so
It's a delicate game.
Yeah.
Lives are at stake, particularly if they believe this person is armed.
All
just-
right, now on the shoulder.
Just past West Road, coming up in the Sam Houston Tollway.
This driver doing what he or she's been doing for the last hour or so, just kind of weaving in and out of traffic. And a lot more traffic on I-45 now than when the chase first started, but looks like they're right on that driver's tail.
Well, given given the fact that they believe this driver can be armed, might be armed, they certainly don't want to lose the driver.
Yeah. Yeah, and in these chases, law enforcement really has to weigh, the seriousness of the situation, and obviously making sure other drivers are safe. They have to weigh all of that. So these are really delicate situations, and things can change, essentially second by second. So
We're keeping our fingers crossed that this ends peacefully, that this driver can just reason and just get off the road and pull over. And we said earlier that the driver had been in communication with officers.
looks like it's the driver staying on I-45, just missed that Beltway 8 exit that would head to Bush Airport. But here we are. It's picking up speed again. Deputies have been incredible in staying really essentially right behind that suspect. Looks like they're taking an exit now. 61.
They just got off on West Green Road.
West Green Road, okay. And kind of hard to
So this
trail
probably
that
is
car.
close to the Greenspoint area. I would
Okay.
guess.
Looks like turned onto a surface street, turning back around.
And this is
This
the
is-
parking lot of the Greenspoint Mall, actually, is what it is.
This might be a much easier area to corner that suspect there.
Well, fewer cars, and that's a good thing.
Yes, yeah, fewer cars, fewer moving cars. Looks like no one else on that road right there. But again, if you're looking now, this is the parking lot of the Greenspoint Mall. There's a suspect just kind of going around that loop there. Deputies have been right on its tail, following closely. Very difficult thing to do when you consider the amount of traffic they were seeing on the freeways and even on surface streets downtown, that car buzzing through.
Okay, here comes an intersection.
Oh, whew, you get
Narrowly
nervous.
missing
Yeah.
that truck. We're
So
on
this is
Greenspoint
Greenspoint Road?
Road. Oh, so the car has left the Greenspoint Mall area.
Looks like it's
Could be
going
heading
under an overpass there.
could be heading
Sam
back on the
Houston
freeway
is-
again.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, turning
maybe
back
not.
around.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the suspect in a parking lot now?
It's in a
Yep.
parking lot. Strip center with a
Is that a
Whataburger.
Whataburger there? Yeah.
Okay,
Of
so
course, this is
obviously
always
slowing
scary.
down greatly.
Yeah. Well, you've got people now walking around in this parking lot, and that will always make you nervous in a situation like this because you do not know what is going to unfold. So the car is slowing down in this parking lot of a strip center off of Greenspoint Road, but has not stopped.
No.
So picking up again. Okay. I'm sure
But this looks
deputies
like
there
it
will
would
try
be
to
a
box
good.
him in
This looks
somehow.
like it would be a good chance to stop
Yep.
him if you're able, because it looks like he's trapped in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Driver's still in this parking area.
Looks like it passing a Chevron gas station there. Okay.
East of I-45, just north of the Beltway. Greenspoint area. Looks like there might
All
be some
right,
boxing
just
in
do it.
going
There
on
we
here.
go. Okay, this might be it. This might be it. Looks like there are patrol cars all around it. I wonder if there's someone ahead of it just now, because this car's been doing loops in this Whataburger parking lot here.
Again, let's pray nobody gets hurt here.
Looks like it's car pulling out onto a feeder road. You see an HPD officer on a motorcycle there.
And they're doing their best to try to stop this person without hurting anybody. There's a DPS chopper that's overhead right now. It's assisting in communication with the officers.
There we go. You see it right there in the shot. All right, that car is still going. And am I correct in thinking that car's now close to the Greenspoint Mall parking lot again? Yeah. It looks like this car is going back to that mall parking lot. We say this is good because there are less cars in the area. Oh, looks like they're going to go through that street light now. It's become a slow speed chase, but that driver not slowing down.
Back on Greenspoint Road. Again.
Well, they rammed that vehicle, I wonder. All right, here we go. Deputies, again, following right on its tail. Back around the Chevron gas station there. This car is just doing loops in the Greenspoint area here, between the mall and the strip center right next to it.
Yes, and again, the danger here is not just the driving, but they believe this suspect could be armed, because it is a shooting suspect.
All right. Again, doing loops.
And hoping that nobody gets hurt.
So again, we've been following this chase for quite a while now, about an hour, I believe, and watching this car.
It's a shooting suspect. The chase started on 610.
Oh.
Went to Pasadena, through downtown.
Was almost boxed in there with two other vehicles.
And now in the
patrol
Greenspoint
car right
area.
there.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see if we can get our chopper around to see what's going on. It looks like a patrol unit has stopped.
Okay, we understand some shots have been fired. We understand some.
Just circling several gas stations. This high-speed chase happening almost an hour ago, and it looks like it might come to an end. Shots have been fired. Suspect down.